the heck is going on down in Texas with all these pastors? I mean, now that was a video that I just did back a few months ago. I think it was in August or September of this year. Hey, welcome everybody to another video. And as always, we really appreciate you being here. And here we are in middle of November. I'm asking the same question. What the heck is going on in Texas? I really want to know. So anyway, that video, if you missed it, we got a lot of views on that one. That video was talking about the pastors and all these different pastors and stuff coming out about a string of different pastors, from Tony Evans to some of these other major ministries that are down there. Some are just kind of waiting in queue because stuff about to drop out on them as well. So we asked the question on what's going on just with in that circuit. But in today's video, we're going to kind of do an overview of some of the other things that have been popping up in Texas as of late. Listen, y'all, Texas, listen, I ain't got nothing but love for you, but I'm just wondering what is going on? What's going on down there? So anyway, let's go ahead and look at some of the things I'm talking about here. Now, recently, we've actually covered this topic of the cheating scandal, where they're saying over 200 teachers are potentially involved in this cheating scandal. I'll just roll the clip again so that you can hear it, so that you can catch up for those of you who aren't in Texas and maybe you missed it. So let's go ahead and play this real quick here, and let's go and take a listen.
Learning at least 2 people charged in a teacher cheating scandal are set to face a Houston judge at any moment. Here's the deal. They're accused of taking money from people struggling to pass their teacher certification exam so someone else can take the test for them. Anieli Ruiz taking a closer look at these allegations tonight. Anieli?
Well, 3 of the people arrested today were HISD employees, and we're told the ringleader, or the leader, the alleged leader for this entire scheme, was a longtime basketball coach at Booker T. Washington. Tonight, 57-year-old Vincent Grayson is facing serious charges after investigators say this longtime basketball coach at Booker T. Washington started a scheme to help people who could not pass their teacher certification exam by letting them pay someone else to take it for them.
The kingpin and organizer of this scheme.
Here's how the Harris County District Attorney's Office says this scheme worked. The teachers would pay Grayson about $2,500. He would allegedly share some of that money with Tuana Guilford Mason and Duran Welty at the testing centers so they could turn a blind eye and let someone else take the test for the teachers. Investigators say the person taking and passing the test was Nicholas Newton, an assistant principal at Booker T. Washington High School.
In fact, when he was caught red-handed in February of 2024, he was logged into one test. He said to investigators, well, look at the screen behind you. And he was logged in as a different person.
Oh, man, come on.
Taking another test on another terminal that same day.
I mean, hold on. You could do this at home? He was in school doing this? Oh, man. Man, if you're going to do... Oh, anyway, let him finish. Let him finish.
LaShonda Roberts, the assistant principal at Yates High School, for allegedly recruiting teachers for the scheme. Investigators say in 2023, the TA became aware of the irregularities and patterns of these teachers who failed the test.
They then drove sometimes 4 or more hours to the Houston area, and suddenly they were passing the test with flying colors.
Oh.
Meanwhile, HISD said they condemn this.
Man, if you're going to do something like that, I mean, don't... Why are you going to make it so obvious? I mean, why?
Viren say,
if any teacher currently working at HISD passed their test through fraudulent means and has a passing Texas score that was obtained through fraudulent means, their contract will be terminated.
In the meantime, investigators say 2 of those teachers with fraudulent teacher certificates have been arrested for even more serious crimes.
At least 2 sexual predators who, once falsely certified, had access through their employment to underage kids on campus and off.
Well, investigators tell us that in all, these suspects made about $1 million. Now, we do know that about 20 teachers have come forward and confessed. We also know that over 200, they believe, may have been involved in this entire ordeal. As for those 3 HISD employees, we've been told they've been put on paid administrative leave pending all of this investigation. And of course, investigators want to hear from you. If you have any information that could help their case, you can contact the DA's office.
All right, so you get the point there. So, and I showed, if you didn't see it, and you can look this up on your own, all the teachers that were involved, at least on the top end, that was administrating this whole scheme, yeah, they were all black. And yeah, we do need to point that out. And so if they were all black, then it's probably safe to assume that these over 200 teachers were probably of the same hue. And y'all, listen, we're gonna have to be serious. We're gonna have to be serious if we're talking about, there's all this, oh my God, look at what Trump is doing with the Department of Education, and how dare he dismantles the Department of Education. Before you start focusing on DC, how about focusing right here? Over 200 teachers took this route. But we've already talked about this, but there's more going on down in Texas. Here's another story here, this time coming to us in Harris County. Oh, boy. Texas, what y'all doing? What's up? What y'all doing? Here's another story. Let's take a listen here.
Thank you. Well, the former executive director of Harris County Public Health is facing a felony charge in an alleged bid rigging scheme.
District Attorney Kim Ogg announced it here today. Fox 26's Jonathan Mejia was there, joining us live outside of the Harris County Courthouse. Break this all down for us, Jonathan. What happened here?
Yeah, Barbie Robinson is being charged with a felony. She is being accused of sharing information with technology company IBM. Prosecutors say that's a disservice to Harris County.
Barbie Robinson is charged today as the former Harris County Public Health Director with funneling approximately $30 million to a hand-picked beneficiary, IBM.
District Attorney Kim Ogg says the misuse of official information by Barbie Robinson is a third-degree felony charge and is punishable by 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Misuse of official information as a crime doesn't require the defendant to actually benefit. But I will tell you that it's certainly part of the ongoing investigation to see if she did.
The district attorney's office is unsure at this time if Robinson received any financial gain from providing IBM information. What resulted was a database with information on anyone who received health services in Harris County and operated based on the idea that IBM would bring services to the county.
The services to be provided, many are already provided by Harris County: CPS services, probation services, health department, hospital services. So we're unclear what services are actually being provided, but we know that just the software program alone was almost $30 million.
In a post on X, County Judge Lina Hidalgo said the charges brought against Robinson was an attack by Ogg. Ogg responded by saying Hidalgo's opinions are irrelevant to the criminal process.
We're not in high school, and our cases aren't based on opinions. They are based on evidence. The evidence reflects actions taken by government officials which violate the law.
District Attorney Kim Ogg says this will continue as it is an ongoing investigation. She assures that more will come out of this.
What? So now you got this woman here, taking, software, going after, hooking up deals with IBM, apparently under the table, at least according to the report here. She said it's an ongoing investigation. So we'll see. We'll see what comes up out of this. But again, who's the star of this show? Not, but all right. Well, it's still, the show continues. Here's another one right here. This time, this is in Houston. Houston, you got problems. Here's another one. Now, mind you, these stories here, the last two that I just showed you, the one I just showed you, And then this one, they both came out today. All right, so here's another one. This one is in Houston. Let's take a listen.
Right now, it's a major shakeup at the top of the Houston Housing Authority after months of investigation by KPRC2 into questionable contracts. The CEO has resigned.
And then human remains found in a burned out home, except the fire was months ago. So how did no one discover the body? Less than a month after the Houston Housing Authority placed its president and CEO on administrative leave, he has resigned his position, and it comes with a hefty payout.
Today's resignation comes after KPRC2 started looking into questionable contracts David Northern was involved in to fix up HHA properties. Devin Clark was there, and he's joining us now live from outside HHA headquarters to fill us in on what happened today. Devin?
Danny, Keith, David Northern was not present at today's board meeting, but he did relay a message through his attorney that spoke volumes.
It's Monday, November the 18th, 2024.
At today's Houston Housing Authority meeting, one item particularly stood out.
The board of the Houston Housing Authority has been presented a proposal from Mr. David Northern.
Before that, the board went into executive session for 2 hours to discuss Northern's future with HHA. Northern had been placed on paid administrative leave last month. This following KPRC2 investigations into questionable contracts given to companies that appeared to be underqualified. After much deliberation tonight,
Not much longer, folks.
other resolutions were read, and then finally, a proposal by Northern for his resignation.
That he resign his employment as president and CEO of the Houston Housing Authority, effective immediately.
A resolution that ensures Northern does not walk away empty-handed.
In exchange for a severance payment of 6 months' salary, cost of the continuation of insurance benefits for 6 months, or until Mr. Northern makes alternative arrangements.
Because Northern wasn't there himself, his attorney, Patrick Yarborough, spoke on his client's behalf.
I'm authorized by him to confirm this agreement on his behalf today. Mr. Northern therefore resigns effective today in accordance with this agreement.
An agreement the board unanimously accepted.
So here you got another situation here. This gentleman here, what he did was basically what it appears to be is there's some mishandling of funds, basically once again, under the table, taking funds, and, and what they're saying is he was taking, the money was going to contractors, they said, that were underqualified to do it. So it sounds like he was probably hooking up his friends and cousins and them, but all of that will come out in time. But y'all, listen, we could talk about, there's so many people right now. If you get on X or Twitter or on any parts of social media, you got people that are going on about Trump and who he's picking and who he didn't pick and all that other stuff. But this is why we stay focused on the main thing here on this platform here, is you got to focus on what's going on in your own neck of the woods. You remember when we were telling people, encouraging people, we said, listen, even if you're not, satisfied with Trump or Kamala or whatever, you ain't got to vote for him. You can do a right in it. I said, but also what you need to do is, but what's really important is make sure that you are very present and active in the selection of those administrators on the local level, because those people are the ones that touch your everyday on a daily basis. And, you have some people still saying, nah, I ain't going to do it at all. I'm going to sit on the couch and that's it. But see, this is the kind of stuff that happens. And so we sit back and we get excited because, oh, we got another black face in a high place. Remember the video we just did the other day? Well, this is just more evidence of that just because you have a black face in a high place, it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody, all black people are going to move forward. A lot of these people who may look like you, right? A lot of people that may look like you, it doesn't mean that they're for you. Now think of all that money that was set aside for housing, addressing the housing issue in the Houston area. What happens? What's going to need to happen now? Or the woman with the whole software issue, $30 million worth of software. What do you think that's going to happen? Who do you think is going to feel that impact the most? Again, you got to go back. And then the teaching scandal, you're talking about over 200 teachers. All of this, y'all, the star of all of these roles is us. And we have to start being bold and brave enough to start facing and dealing with it. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of always looking for someone else to blame. Dallas, Fort Worth, well, nah, I ain't gonna mention y'all because the Fort Worth people say, leave us out of it. But Texas, I'll just put it that way. My Texas black folks, what's going on down there? Some of y'all, if you from Texas, I want you to chime in on the comments. Let me know, what are you seeing? What are your thoughts on all of this? And is anybody doing anything about it? Are people making any noise about it? Or is it just kind of like, we ain't really talking about it. We kind of used to it. I want to know. Put it in the comment section, okay? I'd like to hear from you. Thanks again for tuning in. You guys take care, and I'll see you again soon.